What are you looking at, butthead?
Alright, so doing a bunch of reviews in a row. So this is the movie Wild. It just came out today. The 19th is when I'm recording this. I saw it 2 days ago, so I got an early screening of it. And this is like a Oscar, I don't know if you call it Oscar bait, but this is in good contention to be in the runnings for an Oscar for Reese Witherspoon. She is playing our main character. Her name is Cheryl Strayed. It's based on a true story. It's based on the Cheryl Strayed's memoirs. It's kind of, I'm just gonna call it. She picked her own last name. The last name was Strayed, which is kind of like, oh, I strayed off the path. Which we'll get to that. But so yeah, this is based on a real story. This woman's memoirs. It's about her. She was growing up in the '90s. She was in a marriage, but then she was really close with her mom, Bobby, played by Laura Dern in the movie. And they're really close, but she unexpectedly gets sick, develops cancer, and dies from that. And after that, Cheryl just kind of loses it. She's lost. She doesn't know what to do. Like, her mom's her best friend and all that. And after that, so she's married. Her husband's named Paul. But after her mom's death, she goes off, and I'm not sure, she was in college. I'm not sure if she drops out or not, but she starts hanging out with bad groups of people. She starts doing heroin, a bunch of drugs, starts sleeping with a bunch of people, having sex with random people that is not her husband. And so she just kind of turns into a mess. And to kind of get herself out of that funk that she's in, she decides to go on this hike, do some soul searching, and so she's going to go on the Pacific Crest Trail, which goes from Mexico. It's on California, from Mexico border all the way up to Oregon. That's like 1,100 miles. So that's what she decides to do, and a lot of this is told out of order. So there's a lot of flashbacks. It starts it starts off with a really gross scene. She's already hiking. She takes her boots off, and her feet are just messed up and blistered and bloody. Her boots are too small, and it starts with one of like the grossest things that could happen for me. It's not, I don't know if it's like a fear, but something that really grosses me out is like uh, breaking or like ripping off toenails or fingernails or any kind of nail, and she like rips off one of her toenails, her big toe. Oh, I was like, ugh, I couldn't handle it. It was gross right at the beginning. But anyways, you don't need to know that. But what I was saying, it's told in flashbacks, so we eventually, we go back and we see her in college, and then we see her with her mom and their relationship, and then like later her dad and all that. Same thing with the affairs and the drugs and all that. It's not told sequentially; it's told later. As she's hiking, it's told in flashbacks. Kind of a surprising amount of nudity from Reese Witherspoon. I don't know if she's really done much before. She kind of puts it all out there. It's not gratuitous or in bad taste or anything really. It's just usually when she's lost in what she's doing and drug addled and stuff like that. But so yeah, that's what it's about. It's kind of on the surface there. She's soul searching, trying to find her place in the world after her mom died, and trying to get clean and figure out who she is as a person. As she's hiking. So that's a great performance by Reese Witherspoon. I haven't seen her in much lately. I know she's going to be in another movie coming out, the Paul Thomas Anderson movie, Inherent Vice. I think she has a really small part in that though. So I think she could definitely be one of the front runners in the Oscars for Best Actress. Yeah, the field for Best Actresses usually isn't as populated or as condensed or as dense as the male Best Actor. I think there's a movie coming out with Julianne Moore that should be probably up there too, about her getting Alzheimer's. But so I could see Reese as a contender for the best actress Oscar this year from this movie. There's a really good emotional moment in the movie. I remember it's kind can't remember exactly where in the movie, but it has to deal with a kid and an alpaca. That was a really good part. Um, I can see women really liking this movie. You know, it's because it's kind of about getting out of bad relationships or finding themselves, and because she's doing this on her own, it's kind of a rare thing, I think. So she's not just completely solo as she does this hike. It's a known trail, so there's other people on it. She runs into other guys, a couple of groups of like college guys, another woman here and there. So it's not like a completely solo thing like Into the Wild or something like that. So this is like the female version of Into the Wild, which I still haven't seen that movie, which I want to. Or the other one I kind of thought of was 127 Hours, but again, that's more of like a solo male doing some. He's just stuck under a rock. But those are the two movies I thought of. Into the Wild and 127 Hours is kind of in that line of genre. It has really good music. I was kind of surprised. A lot of it is when she's having the flashbacks, or she's thinking about her family and mom as she's hiking, and you get a lot of good music from those time periods, and they're good songs, good music. Um, there is a CGI fox, which I just posted. I was watching the trailer, and I see it in the trailer. I think at first I was like, okay, that's some pretty bad computer graphics, but then at the same time, it's kind of like I think they wanted it to be kind of obvious that it was fake because it's like a big metaphor. Obviously, this fox that she sees all the time, and kind of stuck out to me for some reason. The direction is pretty straightforward, so it's nothing crazy. I think it's pretty. It's like an easy movie to watch. It's very accessible to everybody. I could see just being very popular, like for a wide audience. Like I mentioned, for women, I could see them wanting to go see this because she's, people probably see her as like a strong woman and stuff like that. Yeah, more power for it, I guess. And I'm giving it a good review. I'm giving it a 3.75 out of 5, so it's really good. Was almost a 4. I mean, I liked it. It's funny. It's a lot funnier than I thought it would be. So there's humor in it. It's not just like it's funny. There's sad. There's a lot going on, but I was kind of more surprised with the humor. Well done. It's a very well done movie, but it just lost some points. It missed out on being a 4 out of 5 because it's not all that original. It's not something we haven't seen before. Somebody going on a trip, trying to find themselves. That's kind of an old story, but it's good. So yeah, it just came out today. I'd check it out if you're looking for something interesting, different. If you're a woman and you want to see a movie with a strong female lead, they're not as prevalent as they probably should be. Go for it. If you're a man and you feel like you're going to get drugged to this by your significant other, don't worry. It's very watchable. It's good. So I think it's an enjoyable movie for everybody. So that's where I'll leave it. Okay.